my name is Erica Martinez. Welcome back to my podcast. Today I have fellow friends with me. I have Jenna with Movement Mortgage.
Hi.
And I have Terance.
Hi.
With Epic Realty. Today we'll be talking about open houses. What's an open house?
Open house is a great way for clients to come in and view a house before they plan on purchasing one.
So usually we have open houses on houses that are on the market, fairly when it's a new house and it's been upgraded, or even like a beautiful new construction. It gives you a chance to come see a house in person if you don't have an agent or haven't even really thought about looking for a house. The importance of an open house for a seller is to showcase your house, to let people know that your house is on the market, and also let agents know that, this is something you can market now. Especially if it's a beautiful home. So also I have Jenna with me today.
Hi.
She's a loan originator with Movement Mortgage, and she wants to talk about what is the importance of a buyer to do when they're thinking about buying a house.
I would say the first thing is you want to get pre-qualified just to see what your spending range is on a house. And then once you have that, then you can contact your realtor like Erica, and then you can go see the houses.
Yeah. So if you don't have a real estate agent, what's a good way to find a real estate agent?
Any website, Google it. Zillow is a great help. And just do your research.
Yes. Most importantly, do your research. Obviously, some people see realtors on social media, like myself. I'm very big on social media. So open houses is going to be your best guess to meet new realtors. We usually have these, we host them, and it's a great way to find new clients, but also for clients to find realtors. And when you come to these open houses, you're not really like tied down to anything. This is the chance you have to ask all the questions you have, whether it's for a realtor or a loan officer. Yeah. Obviously, there's a loan officer there, which it's ideal to have a loan officer, because then as a new client, like a new buyer, you have a million questions. Like, what's the best way to go about the process? Do I start searching for a house? Do I start at the loan process? Like, what can you give me?
I'm going to say, which you can start searching for houses, but if it was me, I would probably get pre-qualified first, just to really know the price range that I'm looking at before I go in, and then you can be more serious. And then if you find a house you like, you can put in an offer and you're already kind of, pre-qualified and then pre-approved.
Yes, definitely. That is also a very important thing, because sometimes you guys or the clients reach out to agents. A lot of people go on like realtor.com and inquire about a house, like, hey, I want to go see this house. And it's probably a beautiful home. It's something you've been looking for, maybe like the ideal home that you want, but there's still that question of, well, can I even afford this house? Yep. Do I even know what my price range is? And not that you're wasting your time. No, it's great to go see houses. I think it's fun. I love seeing houses with clients. Yeah, even myself. And I am Terance over here. What do you recommend?
Pre-qualification is a must. So yeah, if you don't know if you can afford a house, then that's going to be a big thing. Because if you find your dream home and you can't afford it, then you're going to get disappointed.
Yeah. Especially in today's market too. It's just kind of nice to know that you are qualified, you can afford it, and then you can go really look at houses.
Yes, educated buyer, we call it. It's ideal because then you're aware of what to expect, what you're looking for, what you can afford, and you're already halfway there. Getting pre-approved is the biggest part, right? Because then you at that point, you know what your credit card looks like, what you can afford, basically the price range, so we can go look at houses at this price for you, instead of second guessing, like, let's go see this house because I love this house, it's beautiful, it's ideal, but maybe the price, you don't know if you're
falling in love with a house and then finding out maybe you can't afford it. That's kind of disappointing.
Yes, definitely. So I would say, most importantly, if you come to an open house and you really don't know where to start, if the loan officer is there, maybe ask all the questions you need to get pre-qualified, and that way you know what to expect. First time homebuyer education is also another place so you can go and get all the information you need. In these classes, we talk about the process, pre-approval, loans, the state assistance, real estate agents, how to find a real estate agent, also
process.
inspection, which is a very important part of the process that we do recommend you do not skip on, because this is where you'll find out if there's anything wrong with the house, if there's any repairs, if it's immediate, urgent, or a recommendation. If it's a recommendation, I bet you any house has recommendations of what can be like fixed or updated. But when it's urgent, it's more that it should have been done and it shouldn't have been part of the inspection.
Yeah.
At that point.
You want to know before you get into buying a house and then
Yes.
find out you have massive repairs that are going to
Yes.
cost a lot of money.
Yeah. What's your experience with inspections?
Inspections gone pretty well for me. Just little things that need to be changes, updated on the smoke detectors, get the roof fixed, just little things. But yeah, you never want to find a big problem then be out of luck, just putting more money into a money pit.
Yes, definitely. So also for me, I really think that as an owner, you might want to look into maintaining your home. You might not think about, oh, I'm going to sell in the next month or two, but maybe in a year or two, you might want to sell. And if you take care of these with time, you will also gain some trust, and as well, you won't miss out on any money that you're asking for your house, because a lot of times when you find things in the inspection, you either have to repair it or miss out on a good offer because you won't want to give them a little help, maybe with like closing cost or maybe price reduction. So those are things you kind of want to also think if you're going to sell and bring your house into the market. Like this beautiful home that we're at today has been remodeled from the inside. I mean, I wish you could see it. Right now you can see the kitchen. It's got beautiful cabinets and countertops and some nice appliances to go with it, but I'm sure there's other things that can be upgraded for when you become the owner. You know, there was one thing I wanted to talk about that you had mentioned one time you talked. When a customer wants to do their home as an investment, how do you do that for someone that doesn't know or have an idea? A lot of people think that you got to be an investor to be able to get investment properties, but if not, if you're looking to get into real estate, what's one step you can do?
So I would say buy a property as a primary occupant property and live in it for at least 1 year. And when you do that, you can actually have a really low down payment. So you could do either like a 3% down, 5% down, or even like a 3.5% down with the FHA loan. And so I would say own the property for at least a year. And then if you were to then move out, you could buy another property. And then at that time, you could also have a low down payment again. So it just makes it a lot more affordable to be able to buy a home. Because most of the time people think you have to put like 20% down to own a home, which is not true. And it makes it really hard to own a house. So I would say get into a house, at least live into it for 1 year, and then you can move out and have a low down payment again. And then you can keep that property and use it as a rental.
Yes. So there is ways to do it. You just have to get informed, find a loan officer that's going to help you, guide you through the process, and kind of give you a game plan. Like, this is how we're going to do it. This is how much you can afford to put into a house. This is how much you're going to pay down payment. You know, save up maybe, 10 or maybe less, possibly, depending on the percentage that you get on the loan.
Yeah.
So.
And you can live in the house for longer than a year too, and you can build up the equity into your home, and then you could do either like a HELOC or a home equity loan, and then those things would allow you to have the cash to be able to reinvest those into a new property as well. So there's definitely options.
Definitely.
Yeah, it's a great way to put improvements into the house too if you're living within it.
Yep, you can do renovations. I mean, and then if you were to do a HELOC too, it doesn't actually affect your current interest rate, which is really nice. I think a lot of people think it affects your current interest rate, but it doesn't. Especially for people in COVID times, right? When they have like a very low down payment or a very low interest rate, they don't want to affect that. They want to keep it. So a HELOC would allow you to borrow against the equity in your home, and then your current interest rate's not affected. So it's also an option for people.
Yeah. So there's definitely options for you. It's just that you need to get out here, ask the right questions, connect with the right people. If you're working with a real estate agent, ask them, talk to them. My thing is that when I'm working with the client, I want to know if like Are you looking for an investment property, or are you looking for your home, like your forever home or your primary home, your beginning home, however you want to, call it. But as long as you communicate with us, we are here to help you. We are a resource for you. We are here to educate you on any process. So don't hesitate to reach out. We are here for a reason. And again, open houses are great to meet new agents, or social media. If you see anybody on social media, just reach out. It just takes one question, one little message, or maybe a call. A lot of us put our phone numbers out there so that you can reach out and don't feel like you're tied to anything. It's just you inquiring and getting the information you need so that you are educated and you know what the process is going to look like.
Yeah.
Because, yeah. What do you think?
Great, I agree with you.
Yeah, very fair points. Yeah. Awesome. Well, anything else you want to add for people out there that maybe are curious but don't know where to start?
Yeah, first-time home buyers class are a great way to get education, and just start with that. Do your research on the real estate agent that you want to work with. First time you meet them, you don't have to be locked into them. You just go around, shop around, see when you find the right one you're comfortable with, and then that's when you're ready to go.
Yeah. And also loan officers go the same way.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of us.
Approval.
Yes,
Yeah.
pre-approval.
Especially in today's market too, with the interest rates kind of being where they're at. Definitely get your pre-approval so you can see what you can afford before you start shopping and get really set on a home that you love, but maybe you can't afford.
Yeah, I think people are really scared right now
Yeah.
because of how high the rates are, but
there's always refinance options.
yes.
Too.
So explain that a little bit more. I know people think like, oh, what can refinance? But what does that look like? It just
so if they were to have, say, an interest rate of 6.5%, just throwing that out there, and then the rates were to come down to say 5%, they can refinance, and so now they can take advantage of that lower interest rate. So obviously they're not going to pay as much every month in interest. So.
When they refinance, is that something they lock in, or can you refinance again if needed?
You can refinance again if needed.
Oh, okay.
Yep, you can. So there's going to be fees associated when you refinance, so you'll just kind of want to consider that as well.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, you can refinance again.
Cool. Yeah, so that's great. I think that's really good information.
Yeah.
Some people are like, well, I'm already at this home, I do have this high rate, but what is that going to look like if I refinance to just lock down a better rate? If some people are not aware that they're.
And it's worth talking to a lender too, because they can tell you exactly how much you would save every month in interest. And so sometimes it's nice to actually have a price on it.
Yeah.
To say if you're saving $200-300 a month, for some people that's a lot and it's worth it. Yes. So it's definitely worth talking to a lender about it.
I agree. So definitely talk to a lender, reach out to any real estate agent, or come to an open house. There is so many open houses during the year. You just, go online. Zillow is a big place.
Realtor.com.
Homes.com. Realty.com.
Facebook, you can also find a bunch of open houses.
Facebook. I would say that if you really don't know personally a real estate agent, maybe you're new to Tri-Cities and you're like, well, how do I find the best agent or the perfect agent to work with me? Social media is going to be your best guess, because we kind of showcase ourselves on social media. We put ourselves out there so that we're here to help you. A good real estate agent is going to be available for you, answer your questions, and guide you through the process. Some agents, not going to talk bad about anybody, but some agents will just kind of try to win your business before they kind of explain, like, hey, this is the process, this is how you're going to get it done, this is the plan, here's a really great, loan officer. Sometimes that's kind of left to you, and a lot of real estate agents do have a preferred loan officer who you want to reach out, because they're a trusted loan officer and they know what they can provide for you, and they know that they're going to take care of it. With that being said, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and look out for our open houses on the Saturdays or Sundays.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.